Just get all the, okay. Hi, everyone. Yep, that's recording. Thank you so much for getting on the call tonight. Warren, I see that you're on the call. Welcome to your first Zoom meeting that you've probably ever had. This is Zoom. So hi, you get to see me. I saw Warren today in clinic and now he gets to see me on Zoom. He's probably sick to death of me. So if you're listening to the recording of the call or if you've joined us tonight, thank you so much. I'm Noreen McDonald. Most of you that are on the call, all of you that are on the call I know, but if you're listening to the recording, you don't know who I am. I'm a naturopath and bioresonance therapist and just general wellness practitioner. Have been involved in the industry for about 20 years and am hugely passionate about health, but also keeping health real. That's why my Facebook page is called that, because I'm by no means a Puritan. I like to have fun in life. I like to be relaxed, but I also like to generally eat in a nice, healthy way that sustains my body and that of my family. So I wanted to do this talk called Easy Eating tonight because what I find, and I'll be honest, I've actually just done it tonight. So I'm going to use myself as the bad example. So you know I'm not a Puritan. I have been so out of sorts in the last 2 weeks travelling around New Zealand and completely my schedule's gone out the window. My organisation's gone out the window. In the last 2 weeks, because we've been travelling, we've been eating pub food and drinking alcohol and, you know, just being generally unorganised. And my husband went back to work today and I'm a single mum again for a week. And I have not been organised. I haven't had a chance. I was in clinic all day and then I had a meeting and then I came home and I stopped into the shops and it was 6 o'clock and I'm thinking, I've got to do this call at 8. What am I going to cook? And I was going for one of those free-range cooked chooks, and I thought I'll just grab that and I'll do, you know, a big salad for me and do some veggies for Bo. Well, they sold out of the free-range ones, and I certainly wasn't going to buy a battery hen one. And so I'm like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? And you know what I did? And this is exactly why we're doing this call, is I went for the ravioli, yes, full of wheat, spinach and ricotta ravioli, and I came home and I just quickly boiled it. It's 3 to 4 minutes, chuck some spinach into it and some bacon and some pesto. So it was actually delicious, but obviously not the most wholesome meal. And that's exactly why I want to do the call tonight called Easy Eating, because what tends to happen in most families is exactly what I just said. You finish work, or you get home, you open the pantry or the cupboard or the fridge and you go, oh my God, I'm so over it. I've worked all day. The kids are going nuts in the background if you've got them. What am I going to cook? And that's when the unhealthy choices tend to get made, is because we're looking for a quick fix. We're looking for something easy, and that's when takeaway starts to sound like a really good option. Now, look, as you can hear, I don't eat perfectly all of the time, and I'm a realist in time management. And most people I know are extremely busy. And the first thing I hear from most people is, I don't have time to cook healthily. And I say, I totally hear where you're coming from, but we're going to share, or I'm going to share some tips with you that have really, really helped me to get more whole foods and fruits and vegetables into me and into that of my family. And we know that you are what you eat. It's really not it's a no-brainer now. We know that that's the case. And you probably can understand when you've been eating badly or haven't been up to scratch for a while and you know, start feeling bloated and fat and your digestion might go out and your energy goes down and so on and so forth. You start to get sick. So easy eating, and you really look around now and probably most people you know, or some people you know, are doing things like My Food Bag. And a lot of my friends are doing My Food Bag, and I'll be honest, I got invited to their houses a lot recently, and it is good quality food, but and I love the way that it's organised, and that's the key. It's presented to people in a menu and it makes it easy. So there's no excuse to get takeaway. But my problem with it is I think it's quite expensive. And I'm going to teach you a way tonight that's super simple, but a lot more affordable, and you can really incorporate the recipes that you especially love. So number one, really, for easy eating is organisation is the absolute key. There is no doubt about it. That's why my food bag goes so far for people, because they don't have to organise it. It's literally delivered to their doorstep. So this is my absolute lifesaver. You don't have to get one exactly like this. I got it from a shop in Australia called Kiki K. You can make one up on a spreadsheet. You can just, draw it up yourself on a piece of paper. I like that because it's quite pretty. And it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. That is the absolute key to eating healthy, is sitting down once a week. Preferably, if you're in Nelson, a good idea would be like a Saturday morning, or if you want to have a massive Friday night, do it on a Friday night. How times have changed. I do my menu planning on a Friday night. So that you can basically fill out your meal planner, have everything written in there, including your breakfast and lunch. If you look at this and you think that's way too hard, then at least just start with the dinner, because that's usually the hardest part for most people. And what you want to do is you want to write, obviously, down healthy whole food recipes. Now, you're probably like me and have got about 20 to 30 books sitting on top of your oven or somewhere in your kitchen that you don't even use, and you buy them and you think, I'm going to get into that, and you don't. So this is a great time to pull out those books, the healthy ones, the ones that are incorporating whole foods. What are whole foods? So whole foods are things that are as close to nature as they can get. So all of the plants from the plant kingdom, whole grains that haven't been tampered with. It's the fruits and the vegetable world. It's the lentils and the chickpeas and, all of that yummy goodness that basically hasn't been processed and doesn't come out of a packet pre-done. So you want to get into those recipe books, fill out your meal planner, and from that, on your meal planner, you're going to write, okay, let's say, how to plate up guide, page 26, and write the recipe down. And then on a separate list, you're just going to write all the ingredients. I know it sounds really common sense, and it is common sense, but I just want to get you to doing this. And what you'll find is you'll have a shopping list. You can hit the markets on a Saturday with your beautiful shopping list, or wherever your farmers markets are, and you can go and get that beautiful array of fruits and vegetables and whole foods. Now, if you are eating things like cheeses, your markets are the best place to go, because you get those beautiful artisan cheeses that are, again, as close to nature as you're going to get rather than processed. You can generally find, if you eat meat, a good butcher where you know it's like low hormone or hormone free, or obviously preferably organic. Fresh eggs from the markets where you know they're coming from a reputable source where the chickens actually are running around, they're not caged. And this might just sound really obvious to you, but to a lot of people it's just not. So A is for fresh is best, for easy eating, and we know that because when you go to the markets, you know that produce has been harvested within the last, let's say, hopefully 24 to 48 hours, or maybe the last week. And we know as soon as we pull a plant from the ground, the nutrient density starts to decrease automatically and straight away. So you're grabbing that food as close to being nutrient dense as possible on a Saturday here in Nelson. Also, B for easy eating for me is shop locally. I'm a big believer in shopping local, so we're supporting our farmers markets that way. And I think that's fabulous, and it means that as we support them, they continue to grow those vegetables that we love to eat. So, okay, organic, not organic. There's always that big, can I afford organic? For a lot of people, I'll be honest, sometimes the price can really put people off. So what I would recommend that you do, I'm not going to go through the list tonight, but is to Google the Dirty Dozen. So it's like the top 12 vegetables, especially Dirty Dozen New Zealand. Look for that and Google that. It's the top 12 kind of fruits and vegetables that are sprayed the most. So even if you started with that, if you said to yourself, okay, I'm going to really try to buy the organic version of the Dirty Dozen to limit your pesticide residue in your body, I think that will be a great place to start. Okay, so C for my easy eating is eating a rainbow of colours. Okay, so going into winter, obviously, that kind of tendency to crave those cold, beautiful, vibrant salads goes down. And obviously the produce that's available to us also is quite limited during winter. So you have to get really inventive with all those squashes and pumpkins and beetroots and turnips and that type of food, the root vegetables over winter. So what I would say is when we eat the rainbow of colours, and look, there's nothing better, I think, than looking at a platter full of roasted vegetables that are all those colours. I think it's beautiful visually to eat, and I know that the reason that there's so many colours in those vegetables is because there's huge amounts of different phytonutrients in all of those vegetables with those colours. So all a phytonutrient is a plant nutrient. It's nutrition from plants. And it's a nutrition that our body understands. It's what's grown on the earth for us to eat. And our body energetically responds to plants, but also our digestion responds to plants. And that nutrition that's locked up in those plants is very intelligent, and it's a nutrition that our bodies understand and our cells. So that's the key. And you've got to remember that when you have that rainbow, you're getting like hundreds or even thousands of phytonutrients and antioxidants and all sorts of plant-based nutrition, minerals and vitamins. So that's my absolute go-to, is a rainbow of colours for easy eating. So you might say, yeah, okay, that's great, Noreen, but how is that easy going into winter? So there's a few ways that I like to use vegetables going into winter. And obviously one of the obvious ones is soups. Soups is my absolute go-to for winter, soups and stews. In Chinese medicine in winter, it's quite cold, obviously, outside. And if you were to go to China and say, okay, I'm going to go into winter and eat all raw vegetables, they would be saying, no, because it's too cold on your body and too cold on your stomach and spleen. So that's where the soups and the stews come in. And obviously, it's naturally what we crave when it's freezing outside. So the baseline of those soups and stews, the absolute key for easy eating, is your bone broth. If you don't already make it, I would highly recommend to Google a recipe or get in touch with whoever invited you to listen to the recording of this call or to me, and we will send you a beautiful bone broth recipe out of Nat's How to Plate Up book, which we'll talk about in a little while. So if you make a bone broth, for example, if you do, for me it's a Sunday, to be honest, where I get organised for the week. You might make a bone broth. It might sound hard. It is not. It's a stock pot full of water, vegetables and some bones and some apple cider vinegar on a slow simmer. You just chuck it in, put it over there in the background on a Sunday. It fills the house with a beautiful smell. And then you're going to strain it off and you're going to put it into ice cube trays so that you can just pop those ice cubes out as you're kneading that beautiful bone broth for your soups and stews that you've already written down on your menu planner for the week. Okay, so your stock's already organised. What's so good about bone broth is it's the amino acids and the minerals that are coming out of the bones that actually completely help to transform your gut health. So you would have heard of glucosamine perhaps, or glutamine or chondroitin. You might be even taking those in a supplement form. This is nature's way. It's a whole food way of getting that nutrition into your body. And once you get in the habit of making it, it won't be like a task, if you know what I mean. So soups and stews, loading them up with as much vegetables as you can, different colours, different types. You know, there's so many recipes out there now that are just beautiful for soups and stews and easy to make and really easy to take for lunch the next day to work. Or you can get, if you've got kids, those little thermos. I got one for Bo from Australia, little thermos flask. And I can just put the soup in there, heat it up, and he can have that at lunch the next day at school. So I know that he's getting something nutritious as well. Pasta sauces, if you eat pasta, but hopefully you're doing something like a gluten-free pasta or spelt pasta, or in summer, beautiful zucchini pasta, or you could try pumpkin pasta, pumpkin spirals, is a great way to grate vegetables all different types, the rainbow of colours, and get your kids to enjoy that. You can hide so much in a pasta sauce. It's great. The other trick for easy eating for the rainbow of colours and good whole food meals for the week is the good old Sunday roast. Whether you eat meat or not, you can do the meat or you can just do the vegetables or both, is to go, okay, I'm going to do the Sunday roast, but I'm going to make more vegetables and I'm going to get a bigger cut of meat, because it just means you've got those pre-roasted vegetables already in the fridge and that cold meat to put into a beautiful warm salad for dinner one night and accompany it with maybe some beautiful grilled fish with some coconut oil on it. It just makes it easy. The other thing with the roast veg and the leftover meat is you can do salad in a jar. If you don't know what it is, all it is a jar. And then you put the dressing in the bottom of the jar and you have your harder vegetables on the bottom. So that's probably where I would put the roast pumpkin or roast kumara or roast beetroot. And then you can layer it up through the jar with the lettuce or spinach and seeds and nuts and all that sort of stuff. It looks really beautiful. And when you take it to work the next day, you just put it upside down, all the dressing goes through it, and you've got a really healthy option for lunch. So that's another way of easy eating healthily whole foods. D for me, how to pack some good nutrition into my family's body in an easy way is super smoothies. So most mornings I'll do a super smoothie for myself. I use the Juice Plus Complete, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But the smoothie idea is great because you can pack so many whole foods into there and so many superfoods. Really, you let your imagination run wild. I just have a drawer that has all the superfoods, not all of them, a lot of superfoods in it with little jars. And then I just open the drawer in the morning and I just let my intuition take me where I need to go. Oh, cool, I need some cacao today. I might need some beautiful coconut. I might need some udos oil, which is my favourite omega-3, 6 and 9 essential fatty acid blend. I might need some spinach from the fridge, or better still, some miner's lettuce from the garden, or whatever it is, and blend it all up. So good for kids. Such a great way to kickstart your day for winter. Personally, for me, I can still handle a smoothie in winter, but a juice for me is slightly too cold unless I'm putting a lot of ginger in it. Where do I get my udos oil from? I sell it, so you can get it from me, Andrea. So that's D. And E, bone broth, we've covered that, the huge benefits of it. One other thing I'll say about bone broth is that not only is it good for your digestion, but it also completely kickstarts your immune system. It's amazing for your joints. So we're really going back, I'll be honest, to the old ways of eating. The way that Grandma used to eat. She didn't used to throw out anything. She used to chuck it into the stock pot and make something out of it. And that's where this food revival is going back around to. We've gone through the processed food and now we're going back to whole foods and whole food eating and your fermented foods. So your sauerkrauts, your kefirs, your kombuchas. Fermented foods are so essential for your gut health. But I don't want to overload you, because this is what tends to happen is people go, oh my God, I got to this talk and she wanted me to do this, 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 and this, and this, and I've got no time. So that's why we want to start simply with your menu plan and then get that working. And then once you feel like, yeah, I'm feeling really good, I'm managing to not eat a lot of gluten and dairy, I'm eating from scratch, I've got my bone broth going on first, I reckon. And then I've got my smoothie happening every day. Now I'm feeling like I'm on top of it. Great. Now I might go and start to research the world of fermented foods. Okay. So just do it in stages rather than just doing everything at once and then not doing anything at all. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, one of my favourite books is written from my beautiful friend Natalie Baldock, who's a whole food coach in Australia. It's called How to Plate Up. If you'd like a copy of this book, please reach out to either me or whoever sent you the recording of this call, and they'll be happy to give you that free copy. It is packed full of amazing whole food recipes that are simple to cook. It's got your menu planners in the front of the book, 4 weeks worth. It's got smoothie recipes in it. It's got snacks. So literally, if you wanted a really easy place to start, it would be grabbing that How to Plate Up book and filling in your menu planner and doing your shopping list and just starting from there. Okay, it makes it really easy for all of us. If you want more information about the How to Plate Up, we'll be doing a talk on it this time next week, and we'll go more into the recipes and why they're good, and we're going to get Nat on the call next week talking about it, so that's going to be fabulous. So what I wanted to just finish up with is, in winter, as I said, the vegetable variety gets way more limited. The cravings for salads kind of goes down, and we do tend to eat more stodgy foods. Now, also what happens in winter is we get a lot more exposure to sicknesses and viruses and colds and flus and all those yucky, nasty winter bugs. So what we want to do is absolutely boost your immune system before winter. So that's now, that's autumn. So the sooner you can get onto your bone broth, the better. Now, we do recommend a product called Juice Plus. I absolutely love it. I would never recommend something that I wasn't taking. I've been taking it now for 1.5 years, and the reason that I love it is because it's whole foods in a capsule. Okay, so it's not a magic bullet, but what it does is it bridges the gap between what we should be eating every day and what we do eat. Now, as I said, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And on those days where I'm not getting my 7 to 12 varieties of fruits and vegetables, then I know that I've got that nutrition in my body every day through my Juice Plus. So literally it's 30 varieties of fruits, vegetables and berries. They're grown to maximum maturity on the plant. That's the key. Their maximum nutrient density when they're harvested. They're pulped, including the cores and the skin and where all that other nutrition is locked up in. And then they're dehydrated, very low temperature, and the fructose and the sugar, the fructose and the water are taken out. So you're left with a whole food powder. It's put into a vegan capsule. It makes life super simple. It boosts your immunity. It helps with your skin, your digestion. These are the trio. That's the veggie, that's the berry, and that's the fruit. I just pop 2 capsules of each every morning with a huge glass of water, and I know that I've kind of covered my bases for fruits and vegetables, and it's a complete rainbow of those colours that we talked about before and why they're so important. So it's really convenient and easy. I'm not going to be juicing over winter, I know that. So I know that I can still get that huge variety in every day. Now, with the super smoothies that I have and the ones that I pack full of other whole foods, my base is the Juice Plus Complete. So there's a vanilla one and a chocolate one. I really love the vanilla one. My husband loves the chocolate one. But, you know, when I'm saying it's a smoothie powder, it's plant-based nutrition as well. It's plant-based protein powder. So there's chickpea powder, pea protein, rice protein. We've got a fibre blend in here. We've got organic amaranth, radish, broccoli sprouts, organic quinoa, millet, spirulina, pomegranate, pumpkin. It's literally like vegetables in a sachet with a plant-based protein. And what it does for me is it kickstarts my morning. When I have my Juice Plus capsules and the complete smoothie, I'm walking out of my door to work with 50 plus superfoods in my bloodstream straight away. So I start the morning with a bang, and that's what my son starts his morning with as well, is usually some of my smoothie. He takes the kids' version of Juice Plus, which are these 2. They're just in soft chew form, really yummy and delicious, and he has boosted his immune system, and in the 1.5 years he's been on it, he's only had 1 cold. So I know I'm doing something right. So anyway, if you want more information on any of that, again, reach out to me or whoever sent you the recording of the call. I really hope that tonight I've inspired you in 25 minutes to get on top of your meal planning and to inspire you to take your health to the next level, because really you are in the driver's seat of your health. Nobody else is. And the person that's going to make the most difference to your health is you, and what you put into your mouth and into your digestion, which feeds through to your entire body. So hopefully you've got something out of tonight. Please reach out to any of us if you need any more information. As I said, this time next week, we'll be doing the How to Plate Up talk. And please know that these calls are open to absolutely anybody that wants to get on. So if you've got any friends that you think, far out, I really like that talk tonight, I'd like to invite them to the next week's talk. All you've got to do is just give them this same Zoom meeting ID number. I'm always using the same one. It's my Zoom meeting ID number. And it'll be 8 p.m. every Tuesday. And we'd love to see more faces here, because really what we are about is inspiring healthy living around the world and inspiring people to take their health as far as they can go. So thank you all for listening in on this cold, wintry night, and I hope you all stay warm and snug. And we hope to see you on next week's call. Thank you. Bye.
Don't mention it.
Oh.